think?
Let's go.
All right, cool. Well, welcome you guys to Behind Them Sits. This is your boy Ham Stolo. I'm with Mahatmama. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I got it
Hello.
right. Yes. Really good to meet you. How you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm happy to be here. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Very good. Very good. So I'm going to kick this off by asking you the same question I ask everybody else at the very beginning of the episode. What gaming and social media platform are you on so people could check you out or get a hold of you or whatever?
Oh, I am Mahatmama on actually everything. Twitter, on Instagram, and if you want to check me out on Twitch, I'm also there. I post some. Um, and I also have the womanwholived.com. That is my personal like blogging site, and I talk about gaming there too.
Okay, great, great. Let's get a little bit more into that. Like, tell me a little bit about like what you do.
Well, I am actually right now I'm a staff writer at Pop Wrapped, and I cover the gaming um lens and everything like that. I got to start it there. They didn't have the gaming section yet, and I got to pitch that idea, and they were like, "Actually, this would be a cool thing to put in here." And so it's a pop
Found
culture
yourself a
site.
job. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pop culture site, and then I get to talk about gaming in the way that of pop culture, and put in some of my gaming knowledge there too. And that's what I do. I'm a writer.
That's awesome. So, like, let's let me go on ahead and just ask you straight up. What are you playing right now? Then, like, what's popping?
Okay, well, right now I'm playing It Takes Two with
Ooh,
one of
yeah,
our fellow or my fellow. Are you an Xbox ambassador?
yeah. I'm actually
Okay,
on there.
yeah,
Yeah.
like one of our fellow Xbox ambassadors. I'm playing It Takes Two with him, Boy Rush, and it's been super fun. We're gonna be playing that tomorrow. Um, I got to play. I didn't do the clicking and stuff, but I got to watch a lot of Disco Elysium because my husband was playing it, which I loved. That was super cool. So I might go through and play it myself. Um, trying to think of what else. I'm always playing in Apex Legends. So I love that game. And I play games, I am reviewing a lot of them.
Okay.
And so I'm playing a lot of them at the same time. You know how there's people that play one game and finish it, and
Yeah.
like I respect that because it's like people who start one book and finish it. I'm one of those people that starts a bunch of books and then finishes them. You know,
When you get
so
to them, I'm
yeah,
that same way. Like it took me like a month and a half to get through Ratchet and Clank, and that's not a long game. I was just playing like six other games at the same time, so
yeah.
that ended up just kind of it was like a current log, then a backlog, then a current log, then a backlog. It just kept going back and forth.
Oh my God, I remember like being younger and always being like, wow, I wish I could play that game. And it was because of, money, or I didn't have that console or something like that. And
Hmm.
now I have that feeling, but it's because of time. Because when you're a parent, you have this much time and you're like, okay, what do I feel like playing? So,
There's a lot of breaks in between things that you have to like, all right, like I'm gonna play for a little bit here and then I gotta stop and do dinner or do go pick up the kiddos from daycare or
one of the many activities.
so then you end up finding yourself up way too late playing the game because that's your like only time to like kind of be away from everything.
Yeah. And I mean, so yeah, it is difficult, but I do love it. And I mean, I wouldn't change anything for what I'm doing right now. I love it. I got to be an Xbox ambassador, so I am excited about that. So,
That's hella dope. Really cool. All right, so but let's get into something a little bit more deep. Let me ask you, why is it important to you? Why is gaming so important?
Wow. I have like a whole spiel about it, but I can't even. I was thinking about this question and I was like, there are so many reasons why it's important to me. Um, One of them being that I think that children need to be playing games. Actually, I think that it's a language. Language is taught young. I think that technology is a language, and I think that if you do it safely and carefully, and with parental control and whatever, like it is so good to have kids gaming, and there are a lot of kids that don't have access to it. So accessibility in the meaning of for the disabled, for people who are sick. I love that. That is something that's very important to me. And then availability, people being able to have access to the games. So,
That's awesome. That's a good answer for that. I'm not sure if you answered this already, but what was all the consoles that you play on?
okay. Well, I started on PlayStation 1 back in the day and had a PlayStation 2, skipped the 3. I have a 4. And I have and then I've also had an Xbox One, and then we have the Xbox X, and then the Xbox Series S, and then we have a Switch.
Okay, so you're just all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. I play games to like bond with my family is how I got into it because I got really sick and I couldn't be outside and play with my family anymore when I got sick. So I wanted to play with my family still, and I got into super gaming with it.
That's awesome. I mean, that is a way to be able to, communicate, do things, have a good time. And like if you're unable to go out and do your things that you would like to be doing, go outside. I don't know if you have snow, but like go sledding or go,
Yeah.
do, what kids like to do or even what adults like to do out when they, when the weather's decent is just go have a good time, go out to the movies, go out do this and that and go ice skating or whatnot. But yeah, when you're sick or whatnot, or you're confined to being at home, it really is a great way to still be able to communicate, hang out, and still enjoy your time with somebody else while being interactive. So really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. So great answer to that question. The next one I have for you is what drew you to like creating all of this stuff? Like, how the heck did you find yourself at the job that you're at and being able to like maneuver that into like a gaming thing? Like, that's a pretty wild thing that you got going there. You started something.
Yeah, I honestly, I got the opportunity because I knew my friend Kim, and we had met on Twitter Spaces. She's on also chronically ill, and so we bonded over that. And she was hired there, and Nick was hired there, and as a creative director and one of the editors at the time. I think that's what Nick was. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Um, but they were like, hey, you know what? We love your content and we love you. Would you want to do that with what we're doing? And I was like, yeah. So I
Right?
did it.
You want me to
And
have
that all
fun?
happened. Yeah. Like that all happened this year. Like I just started doing that I think I started around August, September.
Okay.
Um, and I had been talking about gaming on Twitter Spaces before that. So I just had some opportunities given to me and I ran with it. And uh, it's a lot of hard work, but I'm just blessed to be able to do it.
Yeah, that's badass. Like, that's literally like coming from kind of literally nothing and making
Yeah.
something out of it. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean that's a powerful story that may help somebody that might be checking out this video, going ahead and just push forward and try to do something that they didn't anticipate,
Yeah.
trying to
I
work out.
mean, I did that during like an eviction. So I was like,
Ooh,
I got that job as I was getting evicted and buying a home. So yeah, it was crazy. I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh, I'm a gaming journalist now. I don't have a house. I don't have anywhere to hook up my stuff." And then we got it all taken care of, obviously. If you
man.
see any boxes, that's because we moved recently.
So you were down bad for a moment, but you seen the light at the end of the tunnel and just persevered.
Yeah.
You're like big yes
Yeah,
on that one.
we did
That's
it.
that's crazy cool. Congratulations! I'm very happy for you and your family. That's a big deal. Big
Thank you.
congrats. All right, so let's move a little bit forward. Um, what's a memorable moment that you've had in gaming? Something that just like blew you away.
Ah, I've written a small thing about it before, but I would say it's an experience while gaming. Is that counting?
Okay, yeah, sure. This is your story.
Okay. Whenever I was younger and I had the PS2 and because I'm 33, so
Me too.
um yeah, okay, cool. We're cool. We're cool. Yeah, we still got it.
Yeah, we
And
good.
my dad was kind of he hated on me all the time about like my video games and stuff. He'd be like, he didn't really get it. It was just time that I was, using the TV or whatever, and it was bothersome to him.
That was our
And
generation of parents, straight
yeah,
up.
like it
They
was
didn't get
like,
it.
why are you using the TV? We need to be watching the TV, you jerk kid, get off of here. And I was like, oh, I get it. But there was this one time that dad saw me playing Guitar Hero and he was like, well, let me try it. And my dad played Guitar Hero with me. And that's still one of my best memories with my dad is the time that he took to see what I was doing and what that all meant to me. And that is kind of what, yeah, that's what drove me to do what I wanted to do with writing and stuff and writing about the experiences that gaming can give you. And, because like I'm sitting here like tearing up about it. So,
Well,
ugh.
like that's powerful because what you had just said is all this time this person gave you a little bit of a hard time about gaming and whatnot, and then they finally were curious enough and wanted to bond with you and find a level where you can be like like I get it now. I'm with you and I support you, and that's kind of what you probably felt in that moment, and that's an unbelievable feeling.
Yeah, it was like my dad was taking a genuine interest in something that I was interested in. So when
The
I
wall
became a
has been
parent,
knocked down.
yeah, like when I became a parent, like at 23, because that was a great idea. And and it really was because I have these two beautiful angels that you can't see. They're back in their rooms. Um, but when I became a parent, I remembered that experience and I was like, you know what? I always want to support them and I always want to be involved in what they're doing. I want to know all aspects of them. So it's a way to bond.
Yes, absolutely. I'm working on that currently with my 3-year-old. I got her learning how to play on the Switch. We've been playing a little bit of Pokemon. I feel like it's a little over her head because, like I said, she's 3, turning 4. So like she'll like flick the thing to get the to get the Pokeball to
Yeah.
hit the Pokemon, and like she'll catch it. She'll get super excited, and then there's a bunch of dialogue, and she can't read, so she's just like
Yeah.
a
A.
like just
Yeah.
like pounding her way
Spamming the
through it,
A. Yeah.
and
Oh
then
yeah.
like once she gets lost she's done with it, so it's like a 10-minute 20-minute game for her. But if she enjoys it, that's her avenue into it. I'm probably gonna pick up Peppa Pig for her birthday, which is on the 29th. She turns 4. I'm
Oh my
super
God.
excited for that. So like yeah, so I'm gonna make sure she's a gamer. She already enjoys Fogs, if you know that game. Um, yep.
Don't even talk to me about fogs, boy. That was in one of my pieces where I was like, that was one of my favorite parts of the pandemic, honestly, was finding fogs because playing that with my kids, and then we have a wiener dog, and so we'd be like, oh,
Perfect.
long dog it. And so we call like our wiener dog the long dog, and it was just such like we still have it, so it's a
Yeah,
good game.
it is a good game, and I actually got to talk her through completing the whole level without touching the controller, and it was
Oh,
amazing. Actually, not the whole level. It was probably
yeah.
like the second half of the level, but it was the part where they had to like walk up something and then like grab a hold of something and like pull the
Yeah.
boulder somewhere and then go down the chute into the
Yeah.
next
I know
level.
exactly what you're talking about
Yeah,
because I get jacked up in there all the time.
she was unbelievably stoked to be able to do all of that by herself. She was so happy, so proud. But yeah, that makes me as a parent really proud that I can be able to bond on something that I'm really a fan of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, if you think of it like in the way of taking gaming and getting skills from it, you were teaching her how to take direction, and she was understanding how to learn, how to take that verbal cue and on a controller do this. I mean, that's a skill.
Yeah,
Reading is a skill. Gaming is so important because you can teach so much with it. So I
yeah.
just love it.
There are times on some other games that like I was teaching her how to play Spider-Man. She knows how to swing now, so she's loving that. She's just
Uh-oh.
swinging all over the city. But when I was first teaching her that stuff, like it's an emotional experience teaching her that stuff because like she'll get frustrated and she don't want to do it anymore and like she wants to give up and I have to like coach her into like
Yeah.
just give it a try. You almost got it. You just aren't like timing the thing right. You got to time it correctly. You got to hit X to jump, hold the right trigger, then hit X again to like let go and then hold
Yep.
the right trigger again like like it's an experience of so many different like tools and weapons that you'll use as an adult in other situations. So
Yeah.
really cool.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Parenting with gaming. Oh, there's a
Absolutely.
foul dog.
Yep, I see some traffic going by. That's
Eh,
pretty good. All
It's
right,
my one.
so let's go on a little bit of a lighter note now. I'm gonna ask you real quick, and I do this with every single episode. What, like, what game do you first think of when I say the name of the console? Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Oh yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
cool. All right, so first one I'm gonna go with is SNES, Super Nintendo.
Oh. Oh my God. I didn't play SNES.
At all?
So no, I wasn't around for it really. I didn't have gaming until I was old enough to buy my first console.
Ooh.
So that was why I got my PS1 at 12.
Okay.
So I never like, oh, now I feel like a loser. Oh, dang it.
No, it's fine. Everyone starts at a different time. I just
Now
so
people are
happen
gonna be
to.
like, you're not a real gamer.
Oh, whatever.
Uh,
No, like I started fairly early when I was young on the Sega Genesis, but I have friends that haven't started until like Xbox 360. And some of them have a larger gamer score than I do. So that's not a valid argument to say if you don't have this crazy resume of games or of consoles in your wheelhouse that you're not a gamer. That's just it doesn't add up. Because
well,
there are
thank
game
you.
no, there are gamers that are like 11 years old that are just like that got views in the 100,000s, and you can't say they ain't a real gamer because they're making money off of gaming.
Yeah,
You
like,
know?
what are you gonna say to that? What's the argument?
Yeah, right. So it is what it is. But original PlayStation, what you got?
Okay, I got the PlayStation for Crash Bandicoot. Legit, just for Crash Bandicoot. Had one, two, three, and CTR. Um, I had played um, there was this, I don't know if Value City is still around, but Value City used to get PlayStation games, like, obscure ones or like indies and stuff like that. And so I got to play those. And there was this one that was like Enter the Wu Shaolin style. I really liked that one. So
That's pretty
it was the Wu-Tang
Shaolin
Clan
style. Yeah, absolutely. It's
in
the
a
Wu-Tang
video
Clan.
game, which I think I saw it might be getting like a redo. So
There is gonna be a Wu-Tang game that's coming out, and I think it's supposed to be like an Xbox family exclusive. I mean, that's what I'm gonna start calling things when they come out on Xbox as a family exclusive, because it's not a console exclusive anymore. It's on
yeah,
PC, on the cloud, on the console.
and
It's
that's why I
it's
love
it's a
it.
family exclusive at this point, Xbox family. Um, but
So
uh,
cute.
but all right, next one. I'm gonna shoot my shot and say N64.
Okay, GoldenEye or
Ooh,
Pokemon Snap, because my a friend of mine had it at their grandma's house, and I was there a lot, and I got to play it there. But only those two games. Oh no, and I played Rayman. Rayman.
yeah,
I,
Rayman.
yeah, Rayman 2. 2.
It was like the body parts that were all like separated and they looked
Yeah, it was
weird.
like a floating body, and I was like, because they were like, yeah, it's like Crash, and I was like, it's not like Crash. So
It's weird.
yeah, it was weird. So I actually did love um like Pokemon Snap though. And I liked GoldenEye, except for I would get caught in like corners and just stay there because it was so dark. So
All right, this might be a shot in the dark, but just straight up say nope if you don't know.
okay.
Dreamcast.
I know what it is. I never played it or saw one in my life.
Wow.
I've never even seen
Dang.
one.
So like what this show is partially teaching me, because I say like Dreamcast like almost every episode. And what it's showing me is how bad the Dreamcast was. Because so little people, like even if they know a game, like the best game that I've heard so far is I think like Crazy Taxi from somebody off of
Okay.
one of the videos that I have recorded, whether that I've dropped it yet or not, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's very rare that I hear a good game that came out of that. And I've had the Dreamcast, so I know what good games are that were on it.
Yeah.
But when the best game that you say is Crazy Taxi, it's just kind of cringe.
Oh
So I
man.
feel bad for the Dreamcast. But anyways,
Poor Dreamcast.
I'm gonna give you two more original. Actually, Xbox 360. I'm gonna take it to the 360.
That would be John had, I don't know. See, I feel like I'm bad at this because I got into gaming so like after I was a mom. Like I was a casual gamer before, and I mean, obviously I still am. Like I am horrible at them, but I love them. So I feel the 360, I don't know what even came out at that time because I was having the kids. I feel bad.
Halo 3.
Oh, okay, Halo 3. See, this is going to be embarrassing.
Gears of War.
See, I had no clue. No clue.
I'm happy to be helping you learn some stuff today then.
I know. I'm like real bad at it, and I feel bad for not getting it into it like until I was legitimately in my late 20s, but
Okay,
I
well
had
then let's say Xbox One then.
Xbox One. Lane Robert. The one, which one? What game came? Did Injustice come out on the Xbox One or Injustice 2?
I think Injustice 2.
Okay, Injustice 2 is my favorite one, so I would say that.
Because I want to say Injustice was on 360. I want to say that, but I'm not positive.
See,
Absolutely, for sure. I'll have to check into that a little bit later.
Injustice 2 is my favorite game, like button masher game, and I love it. I love that game so much. So,
All right, and then the last one, since you're an ambassador, Series X.
Series X. What's my favorite game that's come out so
What's the
far?
first game that comes to mind?
Oh, for the Series X. I would right now it's just Forza because that's all I'm thinking. Right now it's just Forza right now. Um but my
Perfect.
favorite, yeah, like Forza. I had Forza 4, so Forza I have not played Forza 5 yet. So I think I can play it now, right? It's on Game Pass
Yes,
now, right?
yes, it
Yes.
came out yesterday on Game
Okay.
Pass.
See, I get to do my gaming when the kids go to their dad's for the weekend.
Okay,
So my gaming is very confined.
fair,
So,
fair enough. You gotta do what you gotta do. You're a parent. That's what comes first. All right. So, what are the best 3 games this year? And out of those 3 games that you pick, what is the best of them all? The Gotti.
oh my God. For this year.
2020, and I'll go as far back as when the PlayStation 5 and Series X came out. Like you can go all the way back to like November of last year.
Okay. Well, shit. Uh,
No, it's fine.
well. Oh my God. What games have I played since then? Because now I feel like I should just get my thing up so then I can look and see what games I played. Um, I
It,
honestly would say Fogs.
Fogs is one of them.
I love Fogs. Um, I like to do more of the indie games. That's my issue too, is that I like to do small studio and more indie games that are not as popular because I don't know why. I just genuinely like that. I, I like small studio stuff.
No, that's good for me to hear. I mean, I like to hear diversity. Hearing the same game on every single episode would not be something I'd want to hear.
Yeah.
So yeah, go on ahead and just shoot for the things that you like. Don't try to impress anybody at all. Do your thing.
Okay. Shit. I mean, I honestly do love Fallout 76. Um, I know it's not very popular with people who are very big Fallout fans. Sorry, my husband's like standing right there. But I like having like the open world and thing where I can have a community that I go visit and stuff. I'm actually wanting to get more into 76 now. And I mean, I guess it was kind of like, duh, I'd pick that, it's Appalachia. But, um, and right now, I mean, I love to play Dark Alliance and I'm going to be streaming that pretty soon too.
Dark Alliance is dope. I liked that game a lot. I just thought it was. I feel like they could have cleaned some areas up in that game to make it more like I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you move, you still get hit, even though you didn't
Oh,
actually get
yeah.
hit. So like that is like extremely frustrating to me. But other than that, I mean, 4 player on that game is badass. Like
Do you play 4 player?
even two
Because
player.
I have played 2 player and I've played 4 player once with 2 other guys and like a random person, and the random person hated me because I could not jump very well, and they left the game, rightfully so. But I if you ever want to play Dark Alliance, hit me up
Yeah, I'm
because I
down.
love to play that, and I'm still playing through it. So who do you play on there?
I am like I forget his name, but I'm like the big guy with the axe.
Wolfgar, what's a yeah, whatever his name. I know
It
who you're
might
talking
be,
about.
but I don't know anything about the lore of that game or anything. I just know it's really fun. And I just play as the biggest dude in the game with the axe, not the like magical dude, and not like the little short guy, and
Not the
obvious,
dwarf
yeah, not,
and
not the dwarf,
Caddy
and
Bree.
obviously not the, because I said I was a guy. So so yeah, he's the biggest dude in the game. He swings the axe around, super powerful. I die all the time because I
Oh
have
yeah.
to be in the battle. I don't have any long range attacks.
Yeah,
So
you just have to be straight up in there. It's such a short attack.
yeah.
And then I see I can't play with Caddy Bree because she's far away and I can't aim the arrow from crap. Like I just really can't. I love to play as a Driz, and I have to be. I'm always like a dark. Like I love to be a tiefling in D&D, so it just makes sense I would be a dark elf.
No, but that dude's badass. He has this
I
like
know.
little. He has like this energy that he tosses out, and it
Oh,
does pretty good damage from a distance.
it's so good, and his soup, like his power or whatever with the, I call it like the panther. I don't know what she is, but whenever she comes out, I really like that. So
Awesome. Well, let's. So you said Dark Alliance, you said Fogs, and you said 76, which
yeah.
isn't technically this year,
Okay,
but
this
we'll.
year. This
I'm not
year.
even sure if Fogs was this year. Was it?
It might have been. See, that's like
Because I know it came to
pandemic
Game
area.
Pass. Well, yeah, I'll count it. I'll count it because
Pandemic area like gives me like I think that like that's been 3 years. Like
yeah,
to
and
me.
it feels like a long freaking single year.
Yeah. I'm like,
Uh,
oh, that was like 3 years ago. And somebody's like, no, that was last November. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what time is anymore.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So yeah, Fogs. So yeah, other than so you got to pick something else instead of 76. In other words.
Okay. Um I haven't played Forza yet. I'm gonna be playing that this weekend. My favorite other Xbox game. Sorry, he's playing some. It's hard because I've played so many and it's oh I know. Raji.
Yes, that is a really good game. I haven't beat that game, but I got pretty deep into it, and that's a badass woman they got going on in there, and in the whole like, it's very like cultural. The game is very cultural, really
Yeah.
cool. Like I enjoy it. The story is really cool. I get stuck. Like I think that's when I stopped playing it, because I got stuck on one spot, and
Yeah.
I kept going like clear on one side of the level and then turning around and then going clear the other side, and I just don't know where to go yet. So
Yeah.
and then the Ascent came out, and I was like, oh, I'll talk to you later.
No, it's I love that game and it meant a lot to me too. So um but it's beautiful and interesting and different. So I love it.
Okay,
That's
so moving forward, what's your favorite studio and what game best represents that?
Bethesda because of Fallout in general. So,
Big Fallout fan, huh?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Fallout was the first game that I started to try to play by myself, like with Greg teaching me. Like that was that sort of like role play game with the problem that I always had was the sticks being two separate movement, like with your head and then your movement. So whenever I started gaming like 5 years ago, I couldn't even walk around on Fallout 4. The first thing that you encounter killed me immediately. Like it was a
Mm.
bug or something. Um, but then I started like getting to able to play it, and yeah, like I got into Fallout 4 and Fallout 76.
I
So
remember like the first time I got into like twin stick playing back with like the PlayStation 2, because the PlayStation 1 didn't have DualShock controllers. They
yeah,
just had the very simple
yeah,
controller that I believe, that I remember at least. And then the Xbox also came out with I believe they had the two sticks. Yeah, yeah, they had the two
It
sticks with
definitely
that
did.
massive, with that massive controller. And
Yeah.
I remember when I was first playing Halo, man, I could not look around very well just because I wasn't used to having two sticks. I was only used to using my left thumb to look around.
Yeah. No, I distinctly remember because like when I talk about like not, I had seen a gameplay of Halo or something, and I had watched people play it, but I never got to experience it. I never got to play it. Um, I got to like maybe have a guy give me a controller and be like, "Hey, try this," and then I'd be like, "Oh, I can't do it," because nobody had ever taught me, and they were like, "Oh, that's funny," and then take it back. That was literally my experience with Halo. So I don't. Yeah, when it comes to Halo, I want to get into it, but I remember so much of gaming not being allowed for me at that time. So I'd like to kind of get past that. But yes, the Xbox definitely did have the two sticks.
Yeah, yeah, the Duke controller is what it's called. Um,
Okay.
but um, but yeah, yeah, I had an extra hard time with it though because I didn't know that I was inverted. I'm naturally inverted. I can't help it. Up is down is up for me. So like when I first got into those games, like trying to play and trying to look felt like impossible. And I didn't know that there was like a switch to turn it to inverted. So I was just like running around with like a chicken with its
Yeah.
head cut off. I'm just running around looking down. Every time I want to look up, I would just look down.
Oh yeah.
It was driving me insane. But that was a fun little question right there for sure. So Bethesda and because of Fallout. Um,
Yes.
what game are you most excited for next year? Let's look into the future. What's the game?
Okay. So I feel bad because it's not an Xbox game, but I've been waiting for it for a very, very long time.
Doesn't matter
Okay.
what platform it is. This isn't an Xbox only kind of thing. This is
Yeah.
whatever you want. I just happen to be an ambassador or something like that. So cool.
Oh, it's awesome. You're so cool. No, and thank you for being so sweet to me. I'm sorry I'm like weird and I'm like a newbie here.
You're
No.
fine.
But I am legit looking forward to Stray. I remember whenever Greg first told me about that game being like tossed around, and I adore cats. And so Stray's coming out, and I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh my God. So
Then maybe
I,
you can help me understand because I've seen it and I was just like, what is this? Like
you
I
were like,
couldn't take it serious at all. Yeah, that
are
was
these
the face I
cats?
made. I was just like, what do I do with this?
What is this?
Am I supposed to want to buy this? Like,
Yes.
can you elaborate on what that is? Because I'm trying to keep it as real as I can on how I initially felt with that game.
No, please do, because that's the content that I want to see. And okay, so to my knowledge, what it is that you're gonna play as a cat. That's all I need to know. Okay, you're gonna play as a cat,
You're like, it's already a
and
win right
yeah,
there.
like I don't give a shit what else the game has. I'm gonna be a cat, and I think that it's some sort of world like where humans are there. I just saw the cat with the jetpack, and I'm like, oh, it's a cat walking around. I need that. I need to play that game.
So you pretty much gave me all the information I already knew about it. You're a cat.
You're a cat, and it's not. That doesn't sell you.
I'm allergic to cats.
Do you see my? You've only seen one cat walking around here. I got two others here.
Oh Lord, I mean, we are not in the same room, so I can breathe.
Oh my God. I am so sorry. Yeah, you're like, so you play as a cat, and I'm like, yeah, I don't give a, I don't care. You play as a cat. I'm gonna play the game.
Yeah, yeah, I'm still gonna have to do a little bit more research on that game because I
Yeah.
just don't understand it other than you're a cat. But anyways, here's a fun question. I also do this every episode.
Okay.
What two games would you bring back to be completely revived if you could? And it can be from any generation.
Like a
Anything. It can be it can be snake on a Nokia phone if you want. Like it doesn't matter. I don't know if you remember that game.
Oh yeah, I do because I remember everybody flexing when they had it.
Yeah.
God. Um Man, what Oh God. Okay, I can think of one game, but I feel very strongly about it. And I don't think anybody will know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Give it to me.
It's called Rick Ribbit's Math Challenge, and it's a computer game.
Wow. Nope. I know Number Munchers. That's about as far into the computer math games I go. That and Zoom Beanies.
Zoombinis.
Yes.
I had to play Math Blaster. And, see, this is why, if you wonder how the interview has been, why I'm so bad at numbers, I've always been bad at numbers. I had to play all these math games, and they still didn't help me, but I did like to play them. Um, I have like a learning disability and some stuff, so that's fine. It's okay. Um, but Rick Ribbit's Math Challenge and Math Blasters, and I would like to see those two come back. But
Wow.
be cool.
Learning games to come back, she says. I've never in my time expected somebody that I interview to say, I want these education games.
I do. How cool would it be to be in VR though?
What are you doing? Like writing on a chalkboard? What's going on?
No, like it's like, dude, you had to answer the math equation for you to be able to make the moves. So you'd have to like do the math things to make a movement of any kind. So you could like, I don't know, pick the right answer and then like punch something. I don't know. I'll think of it and then I'll get back to you.
Mahat, you are a one of a kind.
I will get back to you. I'm going to create that game, and I'm
You
going to
are
be like,
one
you know
of
what?
a
I'm going to
kind.
pitch it to you next time.
You are 100% a one of a kind. I don't think I'll ever have another person like you on this episode.
Probably.
Or not on this episode, obviously, not that, but on the show.
I'm sure I'll be horribly received. I'm so sorry.
No, not at all. I think everybody would love the reality of Mahatmama.
Yeah. Like, I feel so bad about all those questions and being like, I just got into it though in the past,
No, you're fine. Anyways, this is kind of a dark turn a little bit. What in gaming frustrates you? It can be anything.
Okay. Unnecessary violence towards women in narratives.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like you don't have to call out a game in particular. I'm just saying like can you elaborate like what you mean by that? Like what would be deemed unnecessary in the video game?
Okay, not like, and I'm not talking about like open world, like GTA kind of stuff. I'm thinking of things where you can only, to do something, to progress in the game, you have to do something horrible to a female character. I think that's kind of lame. So, I'm not going to say the game or anything, but.
Okay, that's your take. And like I said, I don't want to put any game or developer on the hot spot or anything, so I'm just gonna leave it like that and call it good and keep it moving to the next question, which is a lot more positive. What would be a dream come true in gaming?
Okay, yeah. I would say in the community or in gaming, what we see on the screen.
You tell me this is your story.
I love the way that we're going towards where gamers can be all kinds of different looks, different ages, different ethnicities, different abilities. I would love to see that continue. I want to see more visibility with everyone in the gaming like, so everyone is reflected in the gaming community whenever developers are thinking of creating games. So I would like to see more representation.
Okay. I like it. I like it. That's a good answer. But let's drop gaming for a second and talk about what you enjoy outside of gaming. What could you expect from Mahatmama outside of the video game space? And I'm talking about outside of your job, since that has to do with video games too. Like, what is fun for you? What's your life like?
I love to lay around when I'm not parenting and just chill. I like to read. I like to read a lot of narrative things. I love The Simpsons. That's my favorite show of all time. I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was growing up, so then I got into it when I got older, which is, if you've noticed, kind of a theme in my life. And I became obsessed with it and around in high school, and then went from there. So I have a very, very extensive Simpsons knowledge.
That's pretty cool. So you've seen the future for a long time.
Yes, I did.
Because everybody wants to use the Simpsons to say they're looking into the future. They know what's gonna happen next.
Dude, they've been calling it from day zero. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. And how I just love everything about the show. I love all the nuances. I love its, lens. So I think
Isn't it weird? Like I mean, you look at all the TV shows of all time. You can't even really get like a Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network show that's been running as long as The Simpsons has been running, and that show is like one of those borderline kind of shows where it's like, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I should be seeing this, or I'm not sure if this is appropriate. And I mean, it's got a little bit crazier as society kind of got a little crazier.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those shows that it kind of depicts the times that we're in.
Yeah. I love that it just mirrors what's going on, and then it ages very, very well. Like, because even from like people used to shit on the seasons 13 through 20, and now I can look back at those and be like, those actually weren't that bad. It actually makes sense now. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So, what's something that nobody really knows about you that you would be comfortable with sharing?
um I don't know. I pretty much tell everybody all my crap, so it's like,
Okay, well then, how about for maybe even new people? Like, what's something that they may not understand or see when they look at you or look at your content or whatnot?
well, if they don't know that I'm chronically ill, then they probably wouldn't notice that. But I'm super amped to have lived through 2 brain surgeries and an aneurysm, and I have platinum in my head. That's how you know you're cool. I
Yeah.
got platinum in there. I told Greg that if I die, he's got to go in my head and get that platinum out, because that is worth money. He said no, but I mean, that's just pretty cool. Like, I got platinum in my head.
Maybe it's
That's all I
weird
gotta
that
do.
my head goes to this, but with all the people talking about trophies and PlayStation, and they're like, I got a platinum, and you're like, I got it.
Yeah, I got your platinum, baby.
I've been had a platinum right here,
Yeah.
buddy.
2016, well, 2015, baby. What's up? So, yeah.
Been platinum since almost before it was even a thing.
Yep. Totally. I was calling it. I was calling it.
All
I was the
right.
Simpsons.
So this is my very last question of them all.
Okay.
I want to ask you to describe gaming in 3 words.
Fun, beneficial, and I would just say bonding.
So fun, beneficial, bonding.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Okay.
that kind of
I'll,
that kind of fits.
yep.
If we just say fun, comma, beneficial, bonding, then that kind of fits.
It fits either way to me. I like it.
Yeah. So there we go.
It's a W. It's a W. Well, I would like
GG's.
to thank you, Mahatmama, for coming out and being part of my show. It means a lot to me, and hopefully, it will mean a lot to some of these followers and whatnot. Definitely inspiring on some of the pieces that you had earlier in the show. I'm just very happy to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Oh, and one thing. I do want to show them.
What you got? Oh my goodness.
They are really cute, and they say this, which is really cute. Achieving your goals.
Does it actually give you a gamer score?
I haven't seen it go up since I put them on, but I've only put them on once because I'm so scared about getting them all scuffed and all
Man.
dirty. It's winter.
Those are, yeah, and those are like the New Day forces. I don't know if you remember that back in the day, but everybody was scared of scuffing those things.
Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember the whole thing about, yes, I am that.
Well, this was awesome. Thanks for coming again. If you guys like my content, please like and subscribe. Definitely check her out. I'm going to have her, Mahatmama, on in the description. So if you want to check out more of her content, you'll be able to access it from the or not the comments, but the description below. Thanks for checking out this episode of Behind Them Sticks. I am your boy Ham Solo. See you later.